all of you today for the last day of this Jnana Yajna. We're so fortunate for all of you to joining, not just from Pittsburgh, but across many Chinmay Mission centers across the US, and several people from India also tuning in. We've all been grateful to hear from Swami Shantanandaji these last few days and look forward to the conclusion of the journey through Shiva Mahimna Stotram. Swamiji.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatye Namaha, Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Manojavam Marutatullya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayuta Mukhyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagyavruddhaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Gridau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaigamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashandaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Satchitanandarupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Nilam Bhujasyamalako Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Pano Mahasayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Rakhuvam Shanatham. So we have seen yesterday up to 20th verse. Today we will see the 21st. So Suresh, you can play the 20th one if possible, or earlier one, 19 also.
Yes.
Atastvam sampreksha
this one is talking about Dakshayaga. Bhagavan is Karmaphala Thata, the one who protect rituals and who perform rituals, he gives the result. Whereas in the case of Daksha Prajapati, Bhagavan destroyed the yaga. Not only that, Daksha Prajapati was killed in the Daksha yaga. The story is well known. Daksha Prajapati's daughter Sati, even though Daksha was not willing, but because of Sati's love for Shivji, he had to allow her to get married to Shiva, even though he didn't like him. He didn't like him because he is a karmakanti. Daksha Prajapati was a karmakanti. And karmakantis generally don't like sannyasis because they think that the sannyasis are a parasite to the society. They don't do anything. They always sit down and meditate. Kuch kaam ka, there's no fayda. There's nothing they contribute to the society. It is a waste. Plus his way of living, his way of dress up, the company that keep, that and all, Daksha Prajapati felt below his standard. Daksha was Prajapati in charge for creation, helping Brahmaji. Naturally, he had better perks, better luxuries of life. Therefore, he felt that Lord Shiva is not a match for my daughter. But he had no choice. His father, Brahmaji, himself told him, give her in marriage to Shivji. So he had no choice. But this anger was there in him all the time. So one day it seems that in one of the sabhas, all the Deva sabhas, Bhagavan Shivji was sitting there, and Bhagavan Shivji, wherever he sit, he is going to meditation. Dhyana mein lagate ho. And he did not even know his father-in-law came. Daksha Prajapati came, all the devatas got up to receive him in respect. And Bhagavan Shivji did not even know that he had come. So this he felt, Daksha Prajapati felt it's an insult. My own son-in-law, he is like my son to me. And he should at least get up in respect for me. Or if he cannot respect, at least get up. He should at least by saying, with words he should say, offer his pranams to me. That also he didn't do. So he is, in Bhagavatam, this conversation is so beautiful. I have given my, beautiful eyed daughter of mine is given to this Markada Lochana. A monkey-eyed son-in-law of mine I have given. I am ashamed of it. And he started showering abuses after abuses on him. And Shivji, he didn't know what was happening. He didn't know why this man is angry. But he got up from the seat and went away. He did not bother about it. And he did not even tell Sati about it also. But after some time, Daksha Prajapati was promoted, and he got a promotion. Those days, promotions were all celebrated by a ritual, performing rituals. Nowadays, promotions are reported with the party, celebrated with the party, right? Throwing a party. But yeah, those days it was celebrated with the performance of a great yaga. And in that yajna, he invited all the devatas, Brahmaji, Vishnu, Devendra, Indra Devata, Vandi Devata, Agni Devata, all prominent Saptarshis. So all of them are invited except Lord Shiva. So one day Parvati Sati was sitting in the Himalayas, and suddenly in the air, in the Akasha, she saw so many aerial cars were zoom, zoom, they are going. So one of them, she asked, "Hey, where are you going? Hey, don't you know we are going to your father's house? What for? There's a big yajna going on. Don't you know?" She pretended that I know. She didn't say he didn't know about it. She came back and told Shivji that, hey, what is happening? There is a big yaga going on. We didn't even know it is happening. Shivji said, your father has not deliberately not invited you. So then she said, what did I do wrong to my father? And then he narrated the story what happened during that Mahasabha. So I did not get up. So he got upset. He got abusing me. And that must be the anger in him. He has not invited you. So she said, "Oh, this is my house. To go to my house, I don't need invitation." Maybe he must have sent invitation, but postal delay, Himalayas, especially in Kailas and all that, how can a postman reach? So it must be a postal delay. So let us forget about it. I don't need invitation to go to my father's house. Let me go. So Bhagavan was said, if you are not invited deliberately, you will be insulted. So, but then Sati was Daksha's daughter. She was bent upon going there. No matter what Bhagavan tried to tell her, Bhagavan thought that there is no point stopping her. Her doom has come. There's no way I can stop it. So he let her go with some Shivaganas. And when she went there, all her sisters did not even look at her. Only mother came and received her. All others turned their face when they saw her. And this also she could take it. But when she went to the Yajnashala, because generally they keep a portion for all the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. But Maheshwara's portion was not allotted. The puja is not complete when you don't include Lord Shiva in the puja. So she felt not only that she was insulted, she could take it. But when her Lord was insulted, she could not take it. And then she turned around and started arguing with her father. Oh, Father, that Lord whom even the three Trinities worship, all the Devatas worship, and that Lord you have neglected, insulted. How can I be your daughter? And now when I go back, he will call me Dakshayani. That reminds me that I am born of you. Therefore, I am ashamed of myself to have in this body. So with her Yoga Shakti, she burned her body. And in front of Daksha Prajapati, her own father, she burned her body and died on the spot. And this news was conveyed. At that time, the Shiva Ganas tried to fight with everybody. But then Bhrigu Maharshi, who was the chief Brahma there, he created some Shakti and fought with them, defeated them. And then Narada came and informed Bhagavan, Shivji, what happened. Bhagavan got up when his devotee was insulted. He was furious. He got up and took out a jada from his hair and struck it on the ground. And Veerabhadra came out of that. Veerabhadra asked, what shall I do? Go and destroy the Yajna, Daksha's Yajna. And not only that, Veerabhadra destroyed the Yajna, and he punished all the rishis also. Rishis, all the devatas ran away, seeing that Veerabhadra approaching. And then finally he killed Daksha Prajapati also. And then afterwards, Brahmaji, Lord Vishnu, all of them, and pacified Shivji. And then Shivji came and took out the head of a goat and fixed it with Daksha Prajapati. So goat is one, whose head is bent. So not only that, this man was telling all the time, may, mine, mine, mine. Goat always will tell, no, may. So that is the reason why I think goat was chosen. But by the time the Daksha Prajapati was converted, he became great devotee of Lord Shiva, and he sing a beautiful hymn in praise of him. Everything was level, came to normal. And that is what the Purushadanta, that story is what is referred here. Kriya daksho dakshak kratupati radhishasthanubhrutam. Surely sacrifice is one lacking faith in you, lead to great harm to oneself. So in Bhagavatam, the story is told about Dharmartha Kama Moksha. So there are 4 Purusharthas. So the first Purushartha is Dharma. What is Purusha Dharma? You worship Lord is the Purusha Dharma. If you do not worship Lord, your worship is not complete. Your life is not complete. Your Dharma Paripalanam is not complete. To indicate that only the Dakshayaga was told there. Rishinam Artijam Sharanada Sadasya Suragana. You once destroyed the sacrifice when Daksha, a president of the creation, an adept conducting sacrifice, was himself the chief performer. With the great sages were priests and gods were participants. Kradur Brahmshatvattaha Kratupala Vidhana Vyasaninaha. And it is very noteworthy since you usually bestow success upon sincere performers, but you yourself destroy this sacrifice of Daksha because he was not worshipping the Lord. Trimurti is completely, he was not worshipping it. In the ritual, the Lord is not worshipped, it is not complete. So, Dhruvam kartu shraddha viduram apicharaya himakha. Continuing. Bhagavatam also there is a story. A small portion is very disturbing story actually. The disturbing story is that Brahmaji after creating Saraswati. She was so beautiful. And Brahmaji became what you call, this is two versions are there. In Bhagavatam it is Brahmaji, but in Shiv Purana it is Prajapati, one of the Prajapatis. So that's a Prajanatham Natha, one of the Prajapatis. So he also fell in love with his daughter and he started chasing her. And she took the form of a female deer. And this Prajapati also took the form of a male deer and started chasing. And Bhagavan got angry. Prajanatham Nada Prasapamabhikam Swam Duhitaram Gatam Rohit Bhutam Riramaishu Mrishyasya Vapusha. And Dhanushpano Spaneryatam Divamapi Sapatra Kritamapum. Bhagavan got angry, Lord Shiva got angry and chased this animal with bow and arrow and shot an arrow. Pierced by the arrow, this Prajapati became Mrgashirsha, Nakshatra. He became Nakshatra. And Nakshatra is called Mrgashirsha. And the arrow became Ardra Nakshatra, Bhagwan's arrow. And this daughter became Rohini Nakshatra. So, Asannam Tetyapi Tejadina Bragavyata Rapasaha. That Rohini was the one later on married to Chandra Devata. So that is one story is there in Puranas. Human mind is never to be taken for granted. It should be always checked. Continuing. Now, Parvati thought that her beauty attracted Lord Shiva to get married to her. So this is how Pushpadanda writes, okay. Swalavanya Shamsa Anusha Mahatnyayatnavat. So even though she saw in front of her, this Kamadev was burned into ashes like a straw of blade of grass. Like a straw, he was burned to ashes. She saw it. Even then, she was thinking her beauty. Why? Because Bhagavan gave her half his portion, Ardhanarishwar. So this actually, Pushpadanda says, she herself has seen what happened to the Kamadev, but still he entertained this kind of thought that it is her beauty that attracted. But that is why she was put to test. And Bhagavan did not accept her. And then she decided that she will go on a tapas. She went on doing a tapas, Khora tapas, Panchagni Madhya tapas. She stood in the center of around her, she lit fire. And another sun was, the Surya Bhagavan was the another fire. And with that, she did Khora tapas. She gave up food, everything. And finally, she was living on leaves. Then that also gave up. That is called, she is called Aparna. And because of the all the Saptarshis came, and then they saw her tapas, and they asked her, Bhagavan sent Saptarshis to test her actually. And these Saptarshis asked, what for, young lady? Why are you wasting your time? Tapassing, torturing yourself, doing tapas. For whom you are doing tapas? And she said, I am doing tapas to get Lord Shiva as my husband. And they start laughing. What is this? You are such a beautiful girl. And why are you wasting your life to get married to a person like that? He doesn't have a home properly. He is living under a tree. And he keeps company all this Bhuta Pishach and what? And he doesn't even dress up properly. And the snakes and ashes and what you call skulls and all that. How do you put up with that? Why we can suggest you better people. Vishnu Bhagavan is there, Indra Bhagavan is there. They're all very handsome looking people, very capable. And she said, you're all right. Whatever you say is right. I accept your words. But there is one problem. I already given my mind to him. Once the nature of mind is that once it is given, I cannot get it back. This is the problem. Had you met me before my decision, then I would have considered it. So that now I cannot take it back. I am already given my mind to him. So these Saptarshis were convinced. They went and reported to Bhagavan Shivji. Then Bhagavan Shivji sent word to Himavan that we will fix a date for wedding. And Saptarshis went and informed them. That is how the wedding took place. So, because Prudanda says, not with your beauty, Bhagavan was attracted. He was attracted because of your tapas, intense tapas. Yadistrinam Devi, Yama Nirata, Dehardha Khadanad, Avaiditvamadha, Badavarada, Mukta Yuvadayaha. So, because she was given half portion of himself to her, he entertained such doubt, even though she has seen that the what you call Kamadev was killed in front of her like a blade of grass. It was not given because of your beauty, it was because of your tapas. Then continuing. Now, think about your habits. Smashane. You sport in cremation ground. Smarahara, Pishacha, Sahacharaha. Ghosts are your companions. Chita Basmal Lepaha. Sragapi Nirkaroti Parigaraha. Chita Basma, and what you apply on your body, not perfume, Chita Basmam. That is dead body burned, that burned ashes he takes and apply on his body, showing that all of us one day become that. It is a reminder that finally our ultimate goal is that Chita. And what snake is the ornaments. Even your garland is made of skulls of human beings. amangalyam sheelam sargapi nrikaroti parikaraha amangalyam sheelam tava bhavatu namaiva makilam. You are the killer of passion, O bester of boons. All your contact, it looks like amangalyam, inauspicious. Inauspicious your nature, but you are the most auspicious person. Tathapis matrinam varada paramam mangalamasi. You are the most auspicious one, the one who remembers you. One who remembers you, you will bestow him with all auspiciousness. If Lord Shiva is there in you, you are auspicious. The moment Lord Shiva leaves, we become Shava, inauspicious. Shavam, if you are touched, you have to take a bath. See? But as long as Lord Shiva is in you, we are so auspicious. People can touch or do what. Not now. Now you can't touch because of COVID. But generally, now continuing. Next topic is Ashtanga Yoga, Pranayama. Now those mana pratyak chitte savidham avadhayatta marutaha. Now people who practice pranayama, they have to practice the nadi shuddhi. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale through left nostril, then exhale through right nostril and take. Inhale again through right nostril and then leave it through left nostril. This is one round. Like that, you do 24 rounds, 2-3 times a day. You have to practice this 1 year, then you will get Nadi Shuddhi. Then afterwards, the teacher will give you instruction, Anda Kumbhagam, Vaikumbhagam, Ityadi. Do you breathe in and hold the breath for certain count? Then breathe out, you hold the breath for certain counts. So this way, Andak Kumbhagam, Vihik Kumbhagam, and all that, they will teach you. These are to be practiced with the guidance of a guru. Okay, don't practice after listening to me because something happened, I am not responsible. So here, the pranayama to be practiced always with the guidance of a guru. Because prana is very dynamic. And prana is connected with mind. Prana rothana liyate mana jala pakshiva rotha sadhanam. In Udesaram, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, this mind and this prana is connected. So if you control prana, mind also get controlled automatically. Now that is what Bhagavan here the Pushpadanda says that Prahirshyat Romanaha Pramada Salilot Sangida Drishaha. Those who with self-control restrain their breath in the right ways and fix their mind on the self. How that is, it is said, fix the mind on the self means what is the nature of self, what exactly the way one should fix their mind, how to think of it, etc. That you have to study Vedanta and how to fix the mind. Withdrawing the mind is easy, but how to turn the mind and fix upon Paramatma? Because the mind and Paramatma is intertwined, interconnected. Mind itself, mind and Paramatma, both are connected together, joined together in such a way, it is very difficult to separate it. The Ahankara and Sakshi, mind is nothing but Ahankara. Ahankara and Sakshi, it is very much connected to each other and it is very difficult to separate it. But with slowly purifying the mind through the practice of pranayama or practice of meditation or practice of vichara, one will be able to separate it and then concentrate, absorb the mind in that Paramatma. They enjoy that inner bliss with hair standing on end and their eyes filled with the tears of joy. Yadalokyahladam hridaiva nimajjamridamaye dadatyandastatvam kimapi yaminastat kila bhavan. And that absolute Paramananda they are experiencing because of what? That Paramatma is you. That absolute truth is you yourself, O Lord. And once they appreciate that, naturally they will be in that absolute bliss, ananda. Continuing.
त्वमर्कस्त्वं सोम त्वमसि पवनस्त्वं भूतवहः त्वमावस्त्वं व्योम त्वमुधरणिरात्मा त्वमिति च परिच्छिन्नामेवं त्वयि परिणता मे प्रतिदिनं न वेद्मस्तत्तत्त्वं वयमिह तु यत्त्वं न भवसि.
Now the scholars speak such limiting words about you. All the words they talk about you is tamarkatvam, somatvam, asi pavanatvam, utavaha. You are the sun, you are the moon, you are the air, you are the fire, you are the water, you are space, you are earth, and the self. Parichinnam toi parinata vipratikiram. Even though they speak, you are all these, but actually in your real nature, you are beyond all this. So, tavitmas tat tattvam vayamihyatu yattvam na bhavasi. Really, we don't know any such principle that you are not, but you are everything. At the same time, you are beyond everything. That's why Atyatishtat Dashankulam. In Purusha Suktam, it is said Atyatishtat Dashankulam. Bhagavan stand about 10 inches of the whole creation. So in 10th chapter also Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan said, I support the entire creation with 1/10 of myself, he said. I mean, he is the whole creation that is, we can't even fathom it. And that creation, he says, is only 1/10 of himself. So what to talk about his nature? Continuing, then next one is Omkara. Trihim tisro vritti tribhuvana matho trinapi suran. Omkara. Omkara is the essence of all Vedas. It is said in our Veda, there is a story that Devatas wanted to know how to handle the creation. Bhagavan, you created the world, but we don't know how to handle it. Do you have any manual that we can read it and then take care of? How to conduct ourselves in this, or how to get the maximum out of the creation. So Bhagavan Brahmaji gave them 3 Vedas. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda. Atharvana Veda came much later. So 3 Vedas were given to them. And the Devatas are party lovers. They don't like to read. They are not reading the type of people. So they looked at it, its voluminous. Vedas are so vast. And they could not read or study. So they came back to Brahmaji. He said, is there anything shortcut, something short that we can read it easily? So Brahmaji churned the whole 3 Vedas and gave them this Gayatri mantra. Tat saviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yo na prachodayat. 3 lines, 24 letters. That also they said it is too much. Look at this. Then they came back again. Then Brahmaji gave them 3 Vyahritis. That is Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha. 3 Vyahritis. That also they felt too much. Think about it. We are all better. So then Bhagavan gave Om, Omkara Shabda. So Omkara Shabda is essence of the whole Vedas. That is what our Pushpadanta says here. Omkara has got 3 matras, Akara, Ukara, Makara. Akara stands for waking state. Ukara stands for dream state. Makara stands for deep sleep state. And there is silence when you chant Om. Om. It tapers into a silence. And that silence is called Amatra state. Amatra state or Turiya state. Now this is all beautifully explained in one Upanishad called Mandukya Upanishad. And there are 12 mantras in Mandukya Upanishad. And that Mandukya Upanishad is commented by Gaudapada Acharya, Shankaracharya's Param Guru, and in 4 chapters, running almost 400 verses. Think about it, 12 mantras are commented in 400 plus verses. So you can think about the depth of the mantras. And that Omkara is the right name for Bhagavan. So when you want to naming ceremony, Bhagavan has to be named. So there is no rishis have chosen this particular Omkara Shabda is taken for analysis in Brahma Sutra also. And there they have proved that Omkara is the right word for Bhagavan's name. There is no other word is suitable for Bhagavan, because Bhagavan is at once all pervasive. At the same time, he has got Nirguna also, attributeless, nameless, formless nature also. Both are indicated by Omkara Shabda. Akara, Ukara, Makara stands for the Saguna state, and Turya, that Amatra state, indicates the Nirguna state. So both Omkara is both Nirguna and Saguna. That is what is indicated here. So the word Om indicates you, oh Lord. one who grants refuge. It stands for the three Vedas, the three states, the three worlds, Bhuva Swaha, and the three principal gods, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and Om through three syllables, Akara, Ukara, Makara. Riyamte dhama dhonabhiravarundhana manubihi samastam vyastam tvam sharanada grinatyo miti padam. So Omkara, there is a story about it. Omkara is the Akara, Ukara, Makara is the first word spoken by the first man upon earth. First man upon earth, according to Bible, is Adam, right? So according to us, it is Manu Bhagavan. So he came out of the cave, and first time when he saw the sun rising in the sky, that is the first time he saw something great, wonderful phenomena. And he opened his mouth and said, "Ah." Then he kept on looking up and up and up, and suddenly in the western sky, it disappeared. The whole earth plunged into darkness. Then he said, "Ooh," like you people say, "Oops," no? Same way he said, "Ooh." Then next day it came up again. Then he observed the same thing happening. Then third day he said, understood. So that is how Akara, Ukara, Makara came. So this is a joke, okay? Don't take it seriously. The idea is Akara means waking, the one who is constantly present. That Paramatma consciousness who is constantly present in the waking, dream, and deep sleep, at the same time distinct from all the three, is called Paramatma. Is called Satchidananda Swarupaatma. That is indicated by Omkara Shabda. Okay, then Bhavasharu, continue. These are all different names of Bhagavan is given here. Even the Vedas speak of 8 sacred names: Bhava, Bhavaha, Sharvaha, Rudraha, Pashupati, Ugraha, Sahamahan, Bhima, Ishana. So Pushpadanda says, "Lord, I salute you, who is the beloved abode that these 8 names point out." So these are the main 8 names of Bhagavan. It seems you chant these 8 names, Bhagavan is pleased with you. Okay, continuing. Next one. From here onwards, all salutations.
Namo
Ishtaya Priyadava Davishtaya Janamaha. Salutations to you, one fond of forest, who are the nearest and the farthest. Davishtaya Janamaha. Namat Chodishtaya Smarahara Mahishtaya Janamaha. These are all beautiful prayers. Salutations to you, who are the minutest and the biggest. Namo Varshishtaya Trinayana Yavishtaya Namaha. You are the oldest and the youngest. And Trinayana, the one who is with three-eyed one. Oh, three-eyed one. Salutations to you, who are the oldest and the youngest. So that is why in Parvati Swayamvaram time, the Saptarshis asked, they were Purohitas, they asked, what is your Gotram, your lineage? Because generally in marriage they ask, you have to tell your father's name, grandfather's name, great-grandfather's name also you have to tell. So they asked, who is your father? Lord Shiva said, if you ask me like that, Brahmaji is my father. Then who is your grandfather? Then Shivaji said, I am the grandfather. He said, so he is the Lord of the universe. So naturally, he is the origin of everything. So he is a great grandfather also, father also. So like Lord Krishna said, Pitaham asmi jakatha mata dhata pitamaha Vidyam pavitra omkaram. They said, I am the mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, everything is myself. So here he says, I am the oldest and the youngest also. That is the Dakshinamurti. It is a Yuvanam Varshistante Vasatrishigane Avradam Brahmadashtehi Acharyendram Karakalita Chinnutram Anandarubam Atma Ramam Uditavadanam Dakshinamurti Vide. So he says, the Guru is young and the Shishyas are old. So Vayovriddha Shishyas and Guru is young because he is reveling in Brahma Vidya. So Brahma Vidya Guru is always young, not physically. He is always reveling in the ever pure, beyond time. He is reveling in that truth which is beyond time. So time never affects him. Continuing. Let us say.
बहुलरजसे विश्वोत्पत्तं हवाय नमो नमः प्रबलतमसे तत्संहारे हराय नमो नमः जनसुखकृते सद्बोधिक्तौ मृडाय नमो नमः प्रमहसि पदे निस्त्रैगुण्ये शिवाय नमो नमः.
Now he is offering his salutations to Lord Shiva as Bhava. Assume the mode of prominent Rajas. Taking the mode of Rajas creates the world. That means he himself is Brahmaji. Salutations to Hara, who operating to predominant Tamas. Destroys, it means he is Lord Shiva himself in the form of Rudra. Hara. Hara means the one who destroys, removes, takes away. Hara also means takes away, loots away. Then as Brida, Bhagavan himself is the functioning through the predominant Sattva. He maintains the world, that is Lord Vishnu himself. So all the three principles, creation, sustenance, and destruction, all nothing but he himself. Salutations to Shiva, who being beyond the three modes. But Lord Shiva himself He is beyond all the three gunas. Continuing.
कृशपरिणति चेत क्लेशवश्यं वचेदम् वच तव गुणसीमोल्लङ्घिनी शश्वदद्धिः इति चकितममन्दीकृत्य मां भक्तिनादात् वरद चरणयोस्ते वाक्यपुष्पोपहारम्
It is only devotion that activated me to write this Pushpopaharam. I offer these flowers of words at your feet. Kleshavashyam kuchedam kuchatava gunasimollankhini shashwadrishti shashwadrittihi. I was very diffident in the beginning. Where is my little intellect of meager skills, ever subject to pain? Where is the Lord's eternal glory, limitless in merit? Iti chakidamandi krityamam bhakti radhat varada charanayoste vakya pushpopaharam. Varada, O bestower of boons, I offer here these flowers at your feet. Continuing. Make here onwards all praises only.
असितगिरिसमं स्यात् कज्जलं सिन्धुपात्रे सुरतरुवरशाखा लेखनी पत्रमूर्वी लिखति यदि गृहीत्वा शारदा सर्वकालम् तदपि तव गुणानाम् ईशपारं नयामि.
This is a very famous verse. Asidagiri savam syat kanchalam sindhu patre. Let the blue bountain be ink powder. Surataruvara shakha lekhani patramurvi. The ocean, the ink pot. A branch of the Kalpataru, the heavenly tree. The pen. Likhati yati grihitva sharada lekhani patram urvi. Okay. The earth is, the whole earth is the paper. The blue mountain is the ink powder. The ocean is the ink pot. A branch of the heavenly tree is the pen. The whole earth is the paper. And taking all this, likhati yadi grihitva sharada sarvakalam. Taking all these, if Sharada Devi herself has to write the glory of Bhagavan, tadapi tavagunanam isha param nayati. Even then, she will not cover all your glories. This is the greatness. So indirectly praising that, oh Lord, whatever I said about you is nothing compared to your real glory. Continuing.
ग्रथितगुणमहिम्नो निर्गुणस्येश्वरस्य सकलगणवरिष्ठ पुष्पदन्ताभिधान रुचिरमलगुरुते स्तोत्रवेदचकार.
He himself is telling the story that one named as Pushpadanta Asura Sura Munindre Archita Sindhu Mauli, an eminent demigod, composed this lovely hymn. Gratita guna mahimnaha nirgunasyeshwarasya asura sura munir archita sindhu maulehe gratita mukha mahimno ruchiram alakhu vrittaihi stotrametachakaraha. So he is composed, he himself says, not in an easy meter. Alakhu vrittam. Vrittam means meter. So I have composed this hymns not in an easy meter. It is a very difficult meter, long meter. In the beginning, you can see that. So he says, one named Pushpadanta, he himself is telling that who wrote this. An eminent demigod composed this lovely hymn in meters that are not short. This hymn addresses the Lord Shiva, who is Sakala Gana Varishtaha Pushpadanda Bidhanaha Rujiram Alakhu Vritti Stotrame Etachakara. This Lord who is worshipped by demons, gods, and great sages, that is the beauty about Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is worshipped by both. Gods also worship him, demons also worship him. And who sports the moon on his head, whose virtues and glories have been sung by many, and who is barely, actually really beyond all attributes. So he has got Saguna Swarupa and Nirguna Swarupa. Sakala Guna Varishtaha Pushpadanda Bidanaha. Okay, continuing.
हर हर नवद्यं धूर्जटे स्तोत्रमेत पठति परमभक्त्या शुद्धचित्तः पुमान्यः स भवति शिवलोके रुद्रतुल्यस्तथात्र प्रचुरतरधनायुः पुत्रवान् कीर्तिमांश्च.
These are Phalashruti, that one who sing this regularly with pure mind, aharaha anavadyam durjade stotrametat, one of pure mind who chants this spotless hymn to Shiva daily with supreme devotion, Pathita Parama Bhaktya Shuddha Chitta Pumantaha. Sing this hymn with pure mind. Yaha Puman, whoever he be, he who. Sabhavati Shivaloke Rudra Tulyastadraha. He gained the status comparable to that of Lord Shiva himself. And not only that, after death that will happen, but here also, Prachuradhanayuhu Putravan Kirtimanscha, he or she lives long with wealth and good children, and will Kirtimancha, he will attain fame. All these phalam, if you chant this regularly, you will get all these results. Continuing. Mahesha.
महेशाना परो देवो महिम्नो ना परास्तुतिः अघोराना परो मन्त्रो नास्ति तत्त्वं गुरो परम्.
There is no God higher than Shiva. Mahesha na paraha devaha. Mahimna na parastutihi. There is no hymn better than this Shiva Mahimna Stotram. Akhorano paro mantraha. No mantra greater than Onkaraha, a core mantra in that. Nasti Tattvam Guru Param. This is very beautiful. And no principle greater than one's own spiritual guru. Nasti Tattvam Guru. No God greater than Shiva. No him greater than this. And no mantra greater than Onkara. No principle greater than Guru Dattva. Continuing.
दीक्षादानं तपस्तीर्थं ज्ञानं यागादिका क्रियाः महिम्नस्तव पाठस्य कलां नार्हन्ति षोडशी.
These are now the author is Pushpadanta, is a Gandharva. Not only that, he is a great devotee of Bhagavan also. When he wrote this hymn and he has made a sankalpa, that sankalpa is what? Like Tulsidas ji says, Jo Satabar Patakar Koi Chutaki Bandi Mahasukha Hoi. The same way, here also, Pushpadanta made sankalpa that whoever chant or recite this hymn that he composed, they will be benefited. What are the benefits he get? Dikshadanam tapastirtham jnanam yagadika kriyaha mahimnastava padasya kalam narhanti shodashi. So recitation of hymn, this hymn on Lord Shiva is very potent. That many other religious acts like the charity, diksha means mantra diksha, you get from your guru, that has got punyam. Dhanam, charity. Then tapaha, tapas, austerity. Tirthayatra, go to pilgrim centers. Jnanam, inquiry into the nature of truth. Jnanam, path of jnanam. Yagadikaha, so all those rituals you perform. Kriyaha, mahimnastava padasya. This mahimna, all those things you get punya. But compared to chanting Shiva Mahimna Stotram Punyam, those are considered, here says, Kalam Narhanti Sodashi. They do not bring even 1/16th of the merit of chanting Shiva Mahimna Stotram. So, whatever that you do, what you got, Iksha, Dhanam, Tapascharya, and all those things will bring only 1/16th of the punyam that you gain through Shiva Mahimna Stotra. So it is very sacred. Continuing. One named Kusuma Dasana Nama. Kusuma Dasana means Pushpadanta. Kusuma means flower, Danta means tooth. So Pushpadanta was a king of the Gandharvas, Gandharva Rajaha, and Shishu, and servant of Lord Shiva. Shishu Shashadhara Maule Deva Devasya Dasa. Shishu Shashadhara. See, Shashanka is moon. Shishu Shashanka is Balak Chandra. Baby Chandra means the crescent moon. The crescent moon is called Shishu Shashadhara. Maule, the one who adorned that crescent moon on his forehead, that is Lord Shiva. And his dasaha, I am his devotee, servant. Sakalu nija mahimno prashta evasya roshat. Having slipped from his own powerful status, when Lord Shiva was angry, I told you the story in the beginning. When he stole from the king's garden the flowers, and he lost his power, and because of Bhagavan was angry. Tavanamidamakārshi divya divyam mahimna. And then after singing these hymns, he got back his power. Therefore, this hymn is definitely powerful, which pleased Lord Shiva. Even though he was angry, he was pleased. Therefore, it is very auspicious. Continuing.
सुरगुरुमभिपूज्य स्वर्गमोक्षैकहेतुं पठति यदि मनुष्य प्राञ्जलिर्नान्यचेताः व्रजति शिवसमीपं किन्नरैः स्तूयमानः स्थवनमिदममोघं पुष्पदन्तः प्रणीतम्.
Again, it is a Palashruti. If one recites this hymn, which verily is the means to heaven and liberation, one get proximity to Shiva himself. Swarga mokshaika hetum padati yadi manushyaha pranjalir nanyacheta. One is then glorified by the Kinnaras. One will be received by the Kinnaras with the folded hands. One should worship Shiva, the teacher of gods, and chant this with folded hands. Vrajati Shiva samipam kinnere stuyamanaha stavanamidamamokam pushpadanta pranigam. And this composition of Pushpadanta never goes in vain. So that is his sankalpa. Continuing.
आसमाप्तमिदं स्तोत्रं पुण्यं गन्धर्वभाषितम् अनौपम्यं मनोहारे सर्वमीश्वरवर्णनम्.
Here concludes this meritorious hymn. Asamaptamidam stotram punyam gandharva bhashitam. Sung by a Gandharva. Anaupamyam manohari, incomparable and enchanting. Sarvam Ishvara Varnanam. It is all a glorious description of the Lord. Continuing. You can continue after class now.
इत्येषा वाङ्मयी पूजा श्रीमच्चक्रपादयोः अर्पिता तेन देवेश प्रीयतां मे सदा शिवः. तव तत्त्वं न जानामि कीदृशोऽसि महेश्वर यादृशोऽसि महादेव तादृशाय नमो नमः. एककालं द्विकालं वा त्रिकालं यः पठेत् नरः सर्वपापविनिर्मुक्तः शिवलोके महीयते. श्रीपुष्पदन्तमुखपङ्कज निर्गतेन स्तोत्रेण किल्बिषहरेण हरप्रियेण कण्ठस्थीलेन पठितेन समाहितेन
Ityesha Vangmayi Puja Srimad Shankara Padayoho Arpita Tena Devesha Priyatam Me Sadashivaha. This worship in the form of words of devotion. Vangmayi Puja. It is a type of puja. It is not a physical puja. It is puja with words. Sri Srimad Shankara Padayoho offered at the feet of Sri Shankara. Arpita Tena Devesha Priyatam Me Sadashiva. May the ever auspicious head of gods be pleased by this. Tava tattvam na janami kidrishosi maheshwara yadrishosi mahadeva tadrishaya namo namaha. This is also a famous verse. Everybody quotes this. The Pushpadanda says, I don't know, Bhagavan, your glory. What you are, who you are, I don't know. So, however, O great God, salutations to that nature of yours, whatever it may be, whatever be your glory, whoever you are, my prostrations. I am not naming anything, I am not specifically saying you are this, you are that. So that limits you. So, whatever be your glory, your nature, O Lord, my prostrations. Ekakalam, dikalam, va trikalam, yap pate naraha. Sarvapapa vinirmuktaha Shivaloke mahiyate. One who chants this one time a day, or twice a day, or 3 times a day, gets freed of all sins and enjoys in the realm of Shiva. Sri Pushpadanda Mukhapanga Janargatena Stotrena Kilbishaharena Harapriyena Kandastitena Patitena Samahitena Suprinito Bhavati Bhutapatir Mahesha. The Lord of creation, Bhutapatihi, Sri Mahesha, becomes supremely pleased when anybody with a calm mind sings this hymn, Sri Pushpadanda Mukha Pankaja Nargatena. This hymn which came out of the lotus-like mouth of Sri Pushpadanta, or it memorize it. Kandastitena Patitena Samahitena. So one who memorize it and sing, or with a book, looking at the book, you sing also fine. So this it is capable, this hymn which has come out of the mouth, lotus-like mouth of Pushpadanta, that removes all sin, and it is very dear to Lord Shiva. So thus we complete this. I'm sorry I took some time today, more than the allotted time. But I am thankful all of you very attentively listened. And I am also thankful to those who have sung along with me. This gave me boost and inspiration to talk. Sujana, Sheila, Ganesh, Nilesh, Natkar, all of them, my heartfelt thanks. And it is a very beautiful way of singing. I think we should make a CD or separately available for our members. It's very well done. And one more announcement, that mark your calendar. There are 2 dates. One is April 24. We are having a banquet, fundraising banquet. We are building an ashram, new ashram in the North Hills. And we have some renovation work in the existing ashram also. Both are combined. We will have a fundraiser April 24th. Please make a note. And May 2nd, we are going to have the Bhumi Puja for the new building that we are going to have in the North Hillside. So this is a new ashram we are building. So for that, Bhumi Puja is on the 2nd of May, early morning. So Bhumi Puja is taking permission from Bhumi Devi. According to our scriptures, everything is alive. Nothing is inert. So Bhumi Devi is alive. So we have to take her blessings and permission to dig her up. We are going to dig her up to build the ashram building. And she has to hold the ashram strongly. And with her blessings, things will prosper there. So that is why Bhumi Puja first. So that is the occasion. So these 2 dates, please mark and attend, come and attend all of you and make it a success, grand success, both the programs. Thank you. Anyway, anything else?
Hari Om Swamiji, we thoroughly enjoyed this Jnana Yagna, Swamiji, so our immense gratitude to you. You'll notice the Guru Dakshina link in the chat box. And before we go to the vote of thanks, I'd request Ganesh Krishnamurthy to share some pictures.
Yes, certainly. So, Swamiji, we would have loved to have Swamiji here in person, but these are obviously different times. But we can always relish some of our memories when Swamiji was here with us. So we just wanted to take just a few seconds to share some of those memories with everyone. So first of all, our heartfelt gratitude to Swamiji. So I'm not sure whether everyone knows, but Swamiji has been involved with the Chinmaya Mission Pittsburgh even before the Sanjeevani Ashram we actually acquired back in 2008. So even before that, Swamiji has been involved very much with the Chinmaya Mission Pittsburgh. So some of the pictures from 2009, and this is Swamiji, if you recollect, this is from the Srimad Bhagavata Saptaham event in 2013, where we are actually welcoming Swamiji and a few of our volunteers here as well. And this is during the Parayanam time and some of the rituals that we had in the morning as well. This is also from August 2013. And this is, Swamiji, if you recollect, this is from March 2019 when a few of us, we visited your home for inviting Swamiji for the Mahasamadhi camp, which we had here in Pittsburgh in August of 2019. And Swamiji very lovingly took us also to a Chinese restaurant where we all came in and we all actually asked Swamiji, would you like us to order something? And Swamiji very lovingly said, don't worry, I will take care of things. And Swamiji talked to the people in the restaurant. They all know Swamiji in Mandarin. And it was a sight to just behold. It was awesome. And Swamiji, the food was really good, and we would love to actually visit that place again with Swamiji sometime soon. So again, our heartfelt gratitude to you, Swamiji.
Thank you. And for our vote of thanks, I'd request Kamala Rajukat to we could highlight Kamala, please.
Hari Om. On behalf of all of the families of Chinmaya Mission, I would like to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to Puja Swamiji, Swami Shantanandaji, for gracing us with his presence for the past 4 days and taking us through this beautiful Shiva Mahimna Stotram, expounding the glories of Lord Shiva. And what beautiful timing it is that, as we are embarking on our journey on starting the construction for our new center, Chinmaya Kailash, what better way than to spend these days just learning about Lord Shiva, Swamiji so beautifully explained the stories of Lord Shiva, and even while doing so, actually just bringing out the essence of those stories and giving us pearls of wisdom that we can actually hold on to and which will help us in our life. I mean, it was so beautiful to listen, Swamiji, as just these stories that we all actually, some of these stories we've known forever, but we were not really, we never think about all the lessons that we can learn from these stories, just even the churning of the ocean, where the ocean is, symbolizes the sadhana of meditation, and the devas being the positive forces and the asuras the negative forces, Vasuki being our ego and being pulled between the two. I just felt like I could relate, and I'm sure every time I see now a picture of Lord Shiva, it would be so much more meaningful, I think now, just even the Nilakanta, how Lord Shiva was able to keep that poison without affecting him. And I think I'm sure all of you will agree with me, that Swamiji took us through these 4 days with such ease, and Swamiji has this unique sense of humor that keeps us going. And Swamiji, our heartfelt gratitude to you. And as Ganeshi has said, that Swamiji has always been a guiding light for our center from day one, and helped us reach where we are now. And Swamiji, we seek your blessings to give us the strength and the courage to continue on this path, and we just seek your blessings. Thank you so much. We'll now have and I should also say, as Swamiji said, this Jnana Yajna was so beautiful, also because of the singing that Sheilaji, Sujanaji, Ganeshji, and Nileshji have done such a great job with it. It was so enjoyable. Thank you to all of you for also being such great sadhakas, and to inspire each other with being together. Thank you so much. We'll close with the Arati. Arati Sri Chinmaya Sadguru ki Divya Rupa Murati Karuna ki. Arati Sri Chinmaya Sadguru ki Divya Rupa Murati Karuna ki. Arati Sadguru ki. चरणों में उनकी शांति समाये, शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए, पाप ताप संताप हरण की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया, धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया, शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। सिद्ध बारिकी तपो भूमि में, नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे, भक्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। चिन्मय गुरु सद्गुरुवे नमः।
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Swamiji.
స్వామీజీ నమస్కారం.
Namaskaram.
నమస్కారం.
Namaskaram.
Hari Om Swamiji. Usually we would be giving Bhiksha to Swamiji at this time, and due to these unusual times, we didn't have that pleasure of giving Bhiksha to Swamiji. So,
Yeah, I'm missing all that.
Swamiji, in the Chinese restaurant, definitely ponam. Next time.
Sure, next time. Come. We can even now do it, but we can do takeout. I have not been there afterwards, so.
Oh.
Okay, see you all.
All right, Nakla Swamiji. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om Swamiji.
Thank you.